So you're thinking about moving to Oahu, but you're not sure where to move on island and which area could be a good fit for you to live? My name's Chris Shomo, real estate agent in Hawaii and owner and founder of Home Sweet Home Hawaii. In this video, I'm going to show you the 5 main areas of Oahu, some pros and cons of each area, what sets them apart, the distances from downtown, and everything in between. And stick around to the end where we're going to be exploring Oahu's fabled North Shore, America's surfer's paradise, famous for its big waves, laid-back surfer vibe, and stunning natural beauty. And we're going to get to it all right now. Living in Oahu is a dream for many, but with so many diverse areas to choose from, it can be tough to decide where to set down your roots. So much depends on why you're moving to Oahu. Are you moving here to retire? Are you being transferred due to work? Are you in the military? And are you PCSing here? And if so, where will you be stationed? Are you a homeowner, snowbird, looking for a winter home? Or an investor, looking for a rental property to Airbnb or hold long-term for the appreciation? In this video, we'll shed some light on which areas to consider that can benefit your lifestyle the most. So let's dive right in and find your perfect island fit. Oahu is bustling compared to the other Hawaiian islands. There are over 1 million residents packed into 600 square miles, and the distance from one end of the island to the other is no more than 25 miles. Then you add to that 4.5 to 5 million visitors annually. So some areas of Oahu have significant congestion, and keep in mind, Oahu is Hawaii's 3rd largest island. Now, even though it's not the largest in landmass, it's still by far the most populated and the most visited island, and offers significantly more work opportunities than any of the other islands. Our state capital is located on Oahu, which is in Honolulu, and Oahu is most known for Waikiki, of course, the tourist mecca. So let's break down the 5 areas of Oahu. You've got downtown and surrounding areas, which is the south end of the island. You have the Windward side, or the east side of the island, and the Leeward side, or the west side. There's central Oahu and the North Shore, which is the northern tip of the island. Something very important to consider is where your office location will be in relation to where you live. Number 1, the town of Honolulu. Is it an urban oasis or a concrete jungle? Some of the main areas of Honolulu town are downtown, Kaka'ako, and Waikiki. Now there is a lot packed in here. And a side note, since this is a general overview, feel free to type in questions or any comments for any topics we may not cover. We do read them. And of course, feel free to reach out to us directly. You can give us a call or send us a text or shoot us an email. The contact info for us is in the video description below. Okay, so starting off with downtown. This area is Hawaii's bustling political, financial, and business hub with clusters of skyscrapers. You also have the Hawaii State Art Museum with its local contemporary art. There's also the Honolulu Harbor where the cruise ships and barges come in. Yes, this is where a lot of goods enter the island. 11 million tons of cargo come here annually. Of course, our Capitol building is also in the downtown. Downtown Honolulu is Oahu's business district. It's the densest place on the whole island, similar to major metropolises in other states. That means walkable streets, corner cafes just about on every block, a Chinatown district, and a constant buzz of activity. Even though it's Hawaii and it's situated right on the water, it's very commercial, and I wouldn't say it's the prettiest area to live. You have so many options like Kaka'ako, just a few blocks southeast, with their luxury sky rises overlooking Ala Moana Beach Park and direct ocean views. But people choose living here or very close by due to the convenience, of course. You're still steps away from world-class dining, museums, and nightlife. Plus, who needs a car when you can walk, or ride a bike, or hop on a bus to go anywhere you need to go, right? And not to worry, you haven't traded palm trees for parking meters just yet. So sure, there's no beach lounging in the heart of downtown, but downtown has its own unique charm. Think farmers markets that are overflowing with tropical fruits, hidden art galleries tucked away in the alleys, and rooftop bars with panoramic views that'll really make you forget all about the concrete jungle. Plus, you're just a quick bus ride away from Waikiki or Ala Moana Beach Park if you need your vitamin C fix. Plus, with such a diverse population, you're bound to find your tribe, whether it's fellow dog lovers in the park or coffee enthusiasts at your local cafe, or even a ukulele jam session on a random Wednesday night. Also, our largest hospitals are very close by. Next up is Kaka'ako. Kaka'ako is right next door to downtown Honolulu, and it is a hip area that's going through some gentrification. It's like the Soho of Honolulu, with trendy shops, gourmet restaurants, and a nightlife scene that's always popping. It used to be more of an industrial center comprised of warehouses and car mechanic shops like on every block, and now it's a vibrant area with a cool eclectic mix of foodie scenes, beer gardens, art, with some of the most stunning new luxury high-rises you'll find in the US. One of the best spots in this complex is called Salt. There are juice bars and casual eateries serving craft beer and Hawaiian farm fare. Salt is a dynamic city block curated for retail, restaurants, events, and mixed-use space. Other cool things about Kaka'ako is it has a killer farmers market, and there's the waterfront park that has a huge grassy area which is popular for picnics, and Ala Beach Park close by that's great for walking and jogging. That beach park is a nice spot for paddleboarders as the water is like really smooth and placid. And the Ala Center is right there as well, which is the world's largest open-air shopping center. It's a high-end mall with hundreds of stores, and it's a major tourist attraction. As far as a populace, it's a combination of folks, where the hipster crowd lives, works, and plays, but also now a mecca for retirees who are like downsizing from their large homes and changing to the easier lifestyle of luxury high-rise living. Kaka'ako has a surprisingly down-to-earth vibe, even though some areas are very wealthy and prestigious. If you're a young professional, the high-rises mean a lot of people living there in close proximity, so it's easy to find your tribe, and whether it's at the CrossFit gym or the farmer's market, or one block away you've got things like the art galleries, hipster cafes, and open mic nights. So Kaka'ako is definitely city living, and a ton of the area is still under construction. There are plenty of construction crews building the million-dollar condos with ocean views. So there aren't any sprawling family homes. So if that's what you're looking for, you'll have to go a few miles out for those. Next up is Waikiki. The third major area in town we're going to talk about is, of course, Waikiki. While Kaka'ako is like the Soho of Honolulu, Waikiki is the heart of the island's tourism crown jewel. Development-wise, it's like a mini Miami, but the feel is authentic Hawaiian charm, plenty of culture and nostalgia, of course. You'll find lots of aloha everywhere on the island, even in the heart of Waikiki. You've got high-rise hotels lining the coast in Waikiki, and it's a very active surf spot. Designer fashion stores line Kalakaua Avenue, similar to Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills, and the area buzzes after dark with oceanfront cocktail bars, fine dining, live music, and hula shows. Waikiki is also home to the Waikiki Aquarium's reef exhibit and the Honolulu Zoo, which are favorites for both locals and tourists. Okay, let's list the pros of town living. Pro number 1, walkable and convenient. Everything you need is right at your fingertips. Pro number 2, it's the cultural hub. There are museums, art galleries, and historic sites galore. Pro number 3, bustling entertainment scene. From live music to rooftop bars, there's always something happening. And pro number 4, for better or for worse, Waikiki's a constant party. It's a living postcard and a place where every day feels like a tropical vacation. Now we'll get into some cons. The number 1 con of town, of course, is lots of crowds and traffic congestion. Getting around can be a nightmare, especially during rush hour. And parking is a real challenge. Con number 2 is the high cost of living. Rent and housing prices are some of the highest on the island in terms of square footage. Con number 3, not a whole lot of green space apart from Ala Beach Park and Kapiolani Regional Park, but you're also close to Diamond Head State Park, one of the best hikes on the island. Con number 4 are the tourist crowds. It can feel overwhelming, and it seems like every day in Waikiki is a tourist season. So some areas and neighborhoods to consider living near town are Punch Bowl, Makiki, Nu'uanu, Alewa Heights, Pacific Heights. All these spots offer super close proximity starting just a few minutes north of downtown. And some of the areas in these neighborhoods are elevated, so you can have pretty awesome sweeping coastal views from your house. Now, a friendly reminder, there are dozens of mini cities and suburbs throughout Oahu, okay? And many have their own unique flair, attributes, pros and cons, and even variations in weather. Just northeast of town, you've got Manoa, St. Louis Heights, Pololo Valley, Kaimuki, and also, of course, Diamond Head. So there are dozens of micro cities and hundreds of neighborhoods on Oahu. So if you're looking to buy, it could start to get overwhelming. Feel free to type a question below or reach out to me directly if you have any questions about certain neighborhoods or real estate questions in general in Hawaii. We're of course happy to chat and help simplify and narrow down your home search and just make your search as smooth and stress-free as possible. Next up is the Windward side, or east side of Oahu, and it's primarily known for its towns of Kailua and Kaneohe. Kailua has a beach town vibe and a beautiful stretch of beaches, and Kaneohe has more shopping and businesses. It's more mountainous, and it also has better freeway access. So we'll go through some of the pros and cons of the Windward side with you. Pro number 1, stunning natural beauty all around with a lush colossal mountain range. Nothing's cooler than seeing waterfalls flowing down its many ridges after a big rain. The Kaneohe has one of the most picturesque bays in all of the US, Kaneohe Bay, or as we call K-Bay, and Kailua has some of the most beautiful beaches you'll experience not just in the US, but in the world. Pro number 2, the Windward side is one of the best areas on island for outdoor enthusiasts. There's incredible hiking with waterfalls, kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding, and boating on the K-Bay, and walks on 2 of the most stunning beaches on the island, Lanikai and Kailua Beach Park. These are also some of the best spots on the island to see the most incredible sunrises. Pro number 3, the Windward side can offer a quieter pace of life, away from the hustle and bustle of downtown and reconnecting with nature. Pro number 4, there's also a strong sense of community. Small towns and the tight-knit neighborhoods tend to have really friendly vibes. Now we'll get into some cons of the Windward side. Con number 1, housing is expensive, especially in Kailua, with single-family homes usually starting around the $1.4 million price range. Con number 2, there are frequent rain showers, so be prepared for downpours. And with lots of rain comes the challenges of mold and mildew, so that's something to keep in mind. Con number 3, limited job opportunities. Career options are more restricted compared to Honolulu unless you're in the retail or restaurant industry, or if you work from home. Residents that live here generally work downtown or on base if they're in the military or working for the Department of Defense. Con number 4 is a longer commute to the city. Getting to downtown can take time, especially during rush hour. The 3 main areas to consider living on the Windward side are Kaneohe, Kailua, and Waimanalo, and they each have their unique vibe. Kaneohe is surrounded by natural beauty, lush greenery, and bay views everywhere, with some of the most beautiful neighborhoods. The town itself is really nothing to write home about, but it's been undergoing a lot of updating and modernization, and the people are wonderful and friendly. And check this out, if you're a boating enthusiast, you really need to put Kaneohe on top of your list because of the K-Bay. At low tide, you can literally sit in a beach chair or stand in the middle of the bay on top of the sandbar, with the water up to your calves, and just several yards away is deep ocean water surrounding you 360 degrees. It's truly a sight to be seen and an incredible experience. The bay is also a mecca for canoeing, stand-up paddleboarding, boating, and water skiing in the deeper parts of the bay. Kailua. Kailua is one of the most desirable towns to live on Oahu. The atmosphere is family friendly, it has a strong sense of community with schools, plenty of parks and playgrounds. It's a popular choice for families seeking a safe and idyllic island lifestyle because it's a really relaxed pace of life and everything you need is super close by. You'll often see families cruising around on their bikes or people walking to the restaurants and shops. And with all that, Kailua Beach is gorgeous. I mean, its sprawling white sand beach has calm waters and gentle waves, and it's a paradise for swimming, relaxing, hanging out, and just the most stunning picturesque walks on the beach. Kailua is also home to one of the most beautiful beaches in the US, if not the world, and that is, of course, Lanikai Beach. Lanikai Beach is consistently ranked among the world's best beaches. Lanikai is calmer by comparison to Kailua Beach, which is why it's so popular for swimming and stand-up paddleboarding and kayaking to the moke. And by the way, the mokes are what we call the Mokulua Islands. They're the iconic twin islands that are bird sanctuaries, and you'll often see them on postcards and photographs of Kailua. Next up is Waimanalo. The third town is located just south of Kailua called Waimanalo. It's a tight-knit community with a deep connection to its Hawaiian heritage. It has a country feel, largely undeveloped, with less tourist traffic and a slower pace of life. It's home to the Honolulu Polo Club, and there are lots of nurseries and a couple cattle farms, and it even hosts an annual All-American Rodeo every fall. Waimanalo also has a stunning beach with really nice public campgrounds where you can set up camp and enjoy the great outdoors island style. And for military service members, there's Bellows, which is a huge enclosed campground which, in addition to outdoor camping, it has affordable small beach cottages that you can rent out directly on the ocean. And just a side note, if you're military, the cost to rent actually depends on your rank. So the higher your rank, the more expensive. That said, it's still far less expensive than staying at a beachfront resort. So now on the Leeward side, the Leeward side has stunning beaches It has a sunny and dry climate, newer construction with all the planned urban development, and the world-class resort area Ko'olina. The main areas are Ewa Beach, Kapolei, and Waianae. The pros and cons of the Leeward side. So pro number 1, newer construction and housing is more affordable. You definitely get more home for your money compared to other parts of the island. Pro number 2, family-friendly atmosphere with just tons to do. Most of the communities cater to families with children, so there are a lot of neighborhoods with swimming pools, parks, and community centers. There are family events like Easter egg hunts and movies in the park, that sort of thing. There's also the Waikai, which is a new waterfront recreation and entertainment destination with the largest surfer wave pool in the nation. This spot is off the hook. It also has a farmer's market on Thursday nights with food trucks and arts and crafts. The Leeward side also has the Wet and Wild water park with a ton of slides for all ages and a wave pool and a flow rider and home to the Chief's Luau. And on the edge of Kapolei is the Salvation Army's Croc Center with kiddie pools and slides, a floating river, and a huge hot tub and Olympic-sized pool. It has a full-size gym and lots of classes. There's just a whole lot to offer, so make sure you check out our pros and cons video of living in Kapolei to get into more details. And you can find the link below to that. Pro number 3, another pro, there's not a ton of rain, so you can enjoy the outdoors and plan outdoor events. That said, it gets really hot during the day and most of the homes have AC. The morning and evening weather is perfect for activities or sports or just walks to the beach or around in the neighborhood. Ewa Beach and Kapolei sit on the Ewa Plains, which is a super dry region of the island, and it doesn't get the trade winds like the windward side of the island. Still, if you're living close to the coast, say the south side of the Ocean Point, you'll get cooler breezes for sure off the beach. Or if you're living in the hills of Makakilo and Kapolei, some homes don't need their AC at all at night. All that said, temps usually don't exceed 88 degrees like during the hottest months and cools down in the evenings as low as 63 degrees in the winter months. Pro number 4, Ewa Beach and Kapolei neighborhoods have master planned communities catered to luxury living. There are 6 golf courses in Ewa Beach alone. Pro number 5, there are plenty of beaches, and with that, an abundance of water activities like surfing and snorkeling and diving, and the ocean is your playground. Okay, let's get into the cons. Con number 1, traffic commute to Honolulu town and local traffic during the school year. So if you're moving here from a small town, you'd probably consider the traffic during rush hour horrible. But if you're moving from a congested area like Southern California or Washington, D.C., our traffic really isn't as bad. During rush hour, and depending on where you live on the Leeward side, it can take a while to get to the H1, which takes you into town. For example, if you live all the way on the south end of Ewa Beach, be prepared for longer drive times. And check out the link to our Ewa Beach map tour below. Traffic starts early, around 6 a.m. or even earlier. And the westbound traffic driving from town to Ewa starts getting heavy as early as 3 p.m. on weekdays till about 6:30 p.m. Okay, con number 2, distance to tourist attractions and outdoor activities apart from the beaches and water park. The same goes for tourist attractions and outdoor activities like hiking and good snorkeling. Typically, you'll find the best tourist attractions in Waikiki or the North Shore. The best snorkeling on the Leeward side is Electric Beach on the edge of Kapolei. And although there are a few good hikes on the Leeward side, the best hiking trails are more toward the Windward side or Diamond Head and further out toward Hanauma Bay. Con number 3, limited healthcare facilities and length of time for new patient specialty care. So a lot of people don't bring this up. Though this tends to be a problem throughout the island, establishing care as a new patient, especially for specialists, can take a while. Sometimes over a month. But there is an ER in Queens Medical Hospital, and they're currently building a Kaiser Permanente West location. They have urgent care clinics, a few dialysis centers, and of course some specialists. But the greater concentration of doctors is in town. Okay, con number 4, if you're young and into the clubbing or bar scene, there is pretty much zero nightlife on the Leeward side. Compared to downtown, the Leeward side is way quieter in the evenings. So if that's your thing, if that's your jam, just so you know, you'll have to drive further. Con number 5, and people don't mention this either, is the airplane noise and the fireworks year-round. Most of Ewa Beach specifically happens to be in the flight path to Honolulu Airport. And you'll also see military aircraft doing drills, although that's pretty much anywhere on the island. And as far as fireworks go, I can't tell you how many posts I see on Nextdoor with new homeowners in particular neighborhoods complaining about the fireworks noise. At least in Ewa Beach, it seems they're set off every other night, not just New Year's and 4th of July. So if you have fur babies, or God forbid, have a family member in the military suffering from PTSD, then you want to make sure you choose a neighborhood where fireworks won't be an issue for you. Areas, neighborhoods to consider living in. Ewa Beach. You could say the Ewa Beach real estate landscape is divided into 3 areas. One, you have Old Eva. Two, you've got historic Eva villages. These are old plantation style homes, and there's the historic Renton Road. They're also the only active historical railway on Oahu. The train goes out to the edge of Kapolei. And the third area is the newer master plan communities with parks and recreational facilities. Now, over the next 12 years or so, they're going to be building about 14,000 homes developed on the west side, and 75% of those are in Ewa Beach. Think of Ewa Beach as one giant neighborhood where Kapolei is more spread out. Kapolei Makakilo. Like Ewa Beach, Kapolei is constantly expanding. You may have heard it's called the second city of Oahu. So there's lots of new development, not just housing, but medical facilities and tons of new home construction, and it's just consistently expanding. It's a super desirable area to many folks, including military, because of the newer construction, and there's tons of stuff to do for the family, and the housing can be more affordable than most parts of the island. Waianae is further west and has way more budget-friendly options. As you go up the Leeward coast, the further it takes you away from town. It's even hotter than Ewa Beach or Kapolei, but most of the beaches are some of the most gorgeous on island and in their natural state. Really, maybe this is why the locals call it God's country. The Leeward site is also home to Ko'olina, the world's famous luxury resort area. This is a master planned vacation residential community, and it's home to the annual LPGA Lot Championship and some other things, like the Ko'olina Children's Film and Music Festival, the Hawaii Food and Wine Festival, luau's, and other entertainment. Ko'olina is a spot preferred by celebrities and anyone who just wants a quiet, luxurious place to relax on pristine beaches. Everything is just beautifully manicured. There's high-end dining and incredible photo-perfect sunsets. As many years as we've lived here, my wife still takes pictures of the sunset every time we're there. She says it never gets old. Definitely check out our video links below that go into even more detail about the pros and cons of living in Ewa Beach and Kapolei, and how much you can expect to pay for a condo, townhome, or single-family home in the different neighborhoods. We also have a stellar video on everything you need to know about Ko'olina below. Okay, we're talking about the top 5 areas of Oahu, and now moving to Central Oahu. For Central Oahu, we have Mililani, Pearl City, and Aiea, but in this video, I'm just going to spotlight Mililani. Now, almost the entire residential area of Mililani is this single large family-friendly master plan community. In my personal experience, most people like to live here because of the gated neighborhoods, and for the military station at Hickam or Schofield, they have a very quick commute to work. So some of the pros of living in Mililani are, number 1, family-friendly communities, nice neighborhoods with beautiful parks. Pro number 2, Mililani is a convenient location. It's Central Oahu, close to the Schofield Barracks and major highways. You've also got convenient shopping centers, including the Mililani Town Center and a Costco. Pro number 3, Mililani Town is known for their public school system. You can check out niche.com or greatschools.org to see rankings and other metrics and determine which schools are best equipped to suit your family's needs. Now let's talk about the cons. Con number 1, the location. I know the location can be pro if you're military and you're stationed at Schofield or Wheeler, but Central Oahu is pretty much out and away from everything else like our beaches, downtown, hiking trails, and even the culture. That said, you're only a 25-minute drive from Haleiwa and the North Shore, so for many people that works. Con number 2, the second con is most of the houses were built in the 70s and the 80s, so they are older and they're dated. The good news with that is single-family home prices can start around $800,000, which is well below the average median home price of just over $1 million on Oahu. But that said, keep in mind renovations to update these homes can cost an additional $50,000 to $300,000. A third con, you're at a higher altitude, so Mililani gets plenty of rain. Sometimes moisture can be an issue in homes, so you want to be on top of it. If you plan on buying here, you want to make sure you get a thorough home inspection, just like you would on any other home on Oahu, and check for any possible mold. So to recap, Mililani is a great area and a family-friendly haven for a ton of reasons. Most of the neighborhoods are gated, the streets are quiet, there's an abundance of recreation centers with pools and parks and playgrounds, and just an all-around desirable place for families to raise their keiki. And here in Hawaii, our keiki are the kiddos. Some neighborhoods and neighborhoods to consider living in are Mililani Town and Mililani Mauka, which is the mountainside, the eastern part of Mililani. Also north of Mililani is Wahiwa, and then south of Mililani is Waipahu and Pearl City, which is by Pearl Harbor, of course, and the town of Aiea. And moving on to the last of Oahu's top 5 areas that we're covering in this video, now we get to talk about the fabled North Shore, the north side of the island, surfer's paradise and bohemian charm. The North Shore is famous for big waves, laid-back surfer vibe, and stunning natural beauty. There's also some mix of country living with horse ranches, and it's home to the world-renowned Hawaii Polo Club located in Mokulea. Now let's talk about the pros. Pro number 1, the world-renowned surf breaks. You can catch epic waves at the Bonsai Pipeline and Sunset Beach and witness the surf competitions right from the beach. The awesome Vans Triple Crown is held on the North Shore, and people go to the North Shore just to see the waves, and that's incredible. Literally, the faces of the waves can be as high as 30 feet during the wintertime. Pro number 2, the bohemian atmosphere. You've got art galleries, farm stands, and food trucks all adding to the unique charm. Pro number 3, the stunning natural landscapes. You can hike through lush valleys, explore tide pools, and witness breathtaking sunsets. There's a strong sense of community. North Shore residents are known for their friendly and welcoming aloha spirit. Now let's touch on some of the cons. Con number 1, remote location. I mean, we're talking the North Shore. Since the North Shore is a remote location on the northern tip of the island, if you're working downtown, the commute would be pretty long all the way into Honolulu. But if you're military and working at the Army installation at Schofield Barracks or Wheeler Air Force Base, it's not too bad of a commute. Con number 2, limited job opportunities. So of course, career options may be scarce outside of tourism, the hospitality industry, or farming. Con number 3 are the rough ocean conditions. Swimming and snorkeling can be dangerous in the winter due to strong waves and currents. So you might want to leave the surfing up to the pros when the swells are at their biggest. Like I said, we've been known to have waves upwards of 30 feet. Con number 4, shopping and dining options are very limited compared to the other areas. Neighborhoods to consider living in. Haleiwa is the most popular town and a tourism mecca. The historic town center has art galleries and surf shops. And the cool thing is, to keep its charm, city ordinance doesn't allow for high-rise buildings, and new construction of commercial buildings have to keep to the historic style. A little further up the coast is Waimea Bay, and the number 1 most famous surf spot in the world is the Bonsai Pipeline. Then there's Sunset Beach and the world famous Turtle Bay. Yes, there really are a lot of world famous spots on Oahu. The Pupukea neighborhood is another hidden gem on the North Shore. Sharks Cove is part of the Pupukea Beach, pretty big tourist attraction for some of the island's best snorkeling. As you head up Pupukea Road, you'll find some great homes with lots of privacy away from the tourist buzz. South of Haleiwa, you have the town of Wailua, a quaint, sleepy town and perhaps North Shore's best kept secret. It's located next to Mokulea, home to the world-renowned Hawaii Polo Club. Wailua is tucked away from the city buzz, which can be paradise for some people. Think laid-back living, biking and jogging trails, and shopping at the local farmers market. The beaches are so beautiful, not crowded at all, and you'll often come across monk seals and sea turtles just basking in the sun. Okay, so we've come to the end of our video covering highlights of the top 5 areas of Oahu. If you have any comments or any questions that come up, feel free to post a comment below or reach out to us directly. You can give us a call or shoot us a text or send us an email. People reach out to us all the time looking to buy and invest, and we absolutely love it. Here at Home Sweet Home Hawaii, we're here to make your move as smooth and stress-free as possible. Till next time, thanks for watching and aloha.